Assassination is a renowned South Korean historical film that combines elements of history, espionage, and action. Set in 1930s Japanese-occupied Korea and Shanghai, the film focuses on the Korean Peninsula's independence movement. At the 36th Blue Dragon Film Awards, it received multiple nominations and ultimately won the Best Technical Award Lighting category. This demonstrates that the lighting design in Assassination holds significant research value. The lighting arrangements in Assassination primarily serve two purposes: creating a historical atmosphere and revealing character psychology. Historical atmosphere through lighting. The film frequently uses warm yellow lighting, employing oil lamps and tungsten bulbs to authentically replicate the era's illumination. The lighting leans toward low-key and desaturated tones, resulting in soft, diffused light that creates an overall oppressive and confined visual effect. To reflect the lighting conditions of the time, the film heavily utilizes point sources such as chandeliers and oil lamps. Chandeliers in the film vary in type. For example, the grand chandelier in a hotel primarily illuminating the environment, and smaller pendant lamps with dimmer light in rooms. In Yeom Seok-jin's room, a small pendant lamp is positioned behind him, subtly illuminating his hair and partially lighting the back of the room. However, this lamp is not the main light source. Observing his face, distinct halos appear on both sides, indicating two light sources, a stronger one on the left and a weaker one on the right. Additionally, the clear catchlight in his eyes suggests a frontal light to balance the bilateral illumination. The backlighting here highlights Yeom's inner conflict and fear, his growing suspicion of others. Another memorable scene is the negotiation between Boma Dal and Yeom Seok-jin. The space is almost entirely dark except for two oil lamps held by the parties. Both characters' faces are half-shadowed, with only minimal illumination from the lamps, emphasizing the secrecy and tension of their transaction. In another instance, Pistol is shown carrying an oil lamp in near-total darkness. However, the lamp here serves more as a decorative element. The shadow on Pistol's nose suggests a primary light source at eye level on his left side. If the oil lamp alone were illuminating him, the light would originate from below his face. Thus, the lamp is used primarily to enhance visual layering in the frame. Character psychology through lighting. The film's lighting primarily serves to shape character identities and reveal psychological states. Hard lighting is predominantly used, creating stark contrasts between light and shadow on characters' faces to emphasize their moral complexity. This is often combined with Rembrandt lighting, producing distinct triangular highlights on faces, a stark contrast to the soft lighting in Spielberg's Bridge of Spies, despite both films depicting confrontational dynamics. An OK Yun sniper. During her battlefield debut, a cold-toned light is placed beside her face to simulate moonlight, casting a halo effect. A dim frontal light evident from the catchlight in Yeom Seok-jin's eyes ensures facial details remain visible. In her emotional scenes with Pistol, the film briefly employs brighter lighting. For example, when Pistol takes into the hospital after she is shot, natural daylight from a window creates a soft white halo on his right cheek. A low-angle fill light on his left side eliminates shadows, signaling his lowered guard. This contrasts with their first meeting, where parallel lighting from the left casts strong facial shadows, with a right side fill light preserving detail. Climactic decision scene. On the eve of An's forced marriage to a Japanese officer disguised as Mitsuko to assassinate her traitorous father, cold-tone split lighting dominates. Shadows cover the left side of her face, with the key light positioned slightly above her right side. Subtle accents on her left eyelid, nose, and lips, combined with a backlight to separate her from the dimly lit background, externalize her anguish. The cold palette mirrors the era's brutality, sacrificing personal agency for duty. Rembrandt lighting techniques. In Anne's first prison appearance, Rembrandt lighting from the left highlights her resolve, while a background oil lamp illuminates prison bars. As she converses with Yeom Seok-jin, split lighting divides both characters' faces into light and shadow, symbolizing mutual distrust. When Yeom steps forward, increased frontal light contrasts with Anne's shift to rim, lighting only a sliver of shadow on her left face, subtly conveying her cautious willingness to collaborate. Thematic significance. The film's lighting, interweaving desaturated warm yellows and cold blues, visually encapsulates the suffocating colonial era. Extreme contrasts and symbolic lighting externalize characters' fractured identities and moral dilemmas, aligning with its themes of loyalty, betrayal, survival, and sacrifice. Director Choi Dong-hoon poses a haunting question: should ordinary individuals bear history's weight, and how do their choices define a nation's soul? As a work blending commercial appeal and artistic depth, Assassination demonstrates how lighting aesthetics enrich Korean cinema while immortalizing the quiet heroism of those who sacrificed under history's crushing burden.